Welcome back. It's Creative Redundancy back again. The one known as CR, and you're live with Wow with me. So hopefully everyone's doing well today. I remember to put this on a landscape for everyone because I forgot. I put it on portrait the last stream I did. I was just like, this time I remembered. This time I remembered to put it on landscape. Just putting my light in here. Alright, there we go. So I can have some hands free while I'm doing this, so to speak. Not like hands free and listening, but hands free in terms of like holding the device. What's up, Scott? I see you in there. Let me just put that on the screen here. Mr. Scott Hummer. Hopefully you're doing well. So what is this stream about? Well, it's just reconnecting with you folks out there. Why not, right? It sounds like I could use some more WT anyway, so. So today I am definitely not getting any sun. It is definitely mostly cloudy outside. At best, I get a few sunny breaks at best. So some of my solar lights that I have won't charge as much this time around, but at least I'll get a trickle. At least I'll get a trickle of it. At least a little bit of it. I got my coffee in my hand, so might not have the solar power, but at least I'll get the coffee. And it's definitely windy out today. I know on my last stream, I think someone was asking me if it's windy out. I was just like, or something like that, if I remember right. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that day, but today is definitely a lot more breezy out. I could see the tops of the trees that are like, let's say 3 stories high, maybe 4 or whatever. I don't know, 3 stories high at least. They're not swaying, but I could see the tip of the trees moving. So there's definitely some wind out there. I mean, even looking at the birds that are flying and they're just kind of angling away. So they're having a hard time trying to fly through the headwind. So they're always like banking left or right to kind of, get some elevation and all that stuff. Hey, look who it is! It's Iron Firehorse. Hi. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Nice to see you. Yeah. That's part of it. Just like everything out there. So this morning here, since it's actually still morning out west, obviously, I got up relatively early. Get some coffee going. Swept the floor that I have real quickly. And set up a scheduled stream for today, like 40 minutes ago, because I forgot to set it up last night. I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot to set it up. Oh, you're doing good. That's nice to hear, Iron Flowers. So yes, I got my coffee. It's definitely breezy out. It's about freezing here, but the wind is kind of making it a lot cooler out than it would be. That's for sure. Speaking of outside, I just heard from one of my followers and one of my subscribers that I also follow too. There's like supposed to be snow out on the Atlantic side right now here in Canada. I'm like, dang, I barely got anything here of it. I mean, I can see the grass. That's for sure. Ah, you booked your camping trip? Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, I heard that apparently it's a snow day over there, or school's canceled for the day. I was like, dang, there must be a significant amount to trigger or cause that to happen, right? You just gotta layer it. I guess that's not so bad. At least it'll be more extra moisture for the ground, right? Because we all know we could all use some more moisture in the ground in certain places. I see iron fibers. So yeah. Oh, I'm getting some of those sunny breaks right now. And maybe it's not as cloudy as it seems, but oh, I can see a couple shadows. Yeah. Would almost be good enough for solar ignition. Not quite. Pretty close. The shadow's quite defined. But yeah. So at least the solar lights that I have will get a trickle of a charge. A little bit more. Because actually I've been using them, so like even last night I was just like, I knew I forgot. Before I started charging it, I should have checked with the multimeter to see how much power was actually used. Because obviously we're in April now, so we're in kind of, well, beyond equinox time, so there's enough daylight hour now. Yeah, exactly. We definitely need the moisture in the ground. It would help, right? It would help. So I started a few things just earlier this week. Ever since the last live stream, Iron Fire Horse. I actually did some of that. But nothing to show for it yet. But eventually I'll show you folks, and maybe it'll sprout your interest. You know, it's all rooted in reality. But I won't go into the dirt and the details behind it. If you want to find out more about it, you'll have to wait for the videos, because I haven't even recorded it, let alone barely started it. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Iron Fire Horse. So yeah. So yeah, since it's a more gloomy, windy day, I'm just like, you know what? I'll do some stuff inside for the day. Once it's sunny out, the next day it's sunny or less windy out, I'll probably do more things outside again. Well, I'm definitely getting those sunny breaks. I could definitely see the disc of the sun. I mean, it might be bright enough for solar ignition, but I definitely don't see blue skies. But it's thin cloud, but everywhere, and there's some more cloud cover that's more higher density or thicker, I guess, for lack of a better term. So, like, I could just take a look at this way. Yeah, just looking at the birds too. I think that's a seagull. Pretty sure it's really high up there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just see it like banking like left and back right again. It's just like trying to balance. in the wind. Hey, it's Minerve. Hi, Minerve. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, and by the way, I will say this just for the sake of transparency and simplicity. Alright? Because the way that I use this app for running the streams, hopefully I don't misclick trying to highlight something and actually like time out or hide. But I'm assuming it would tell me, but just in case, then randomly happens. just in case, right? Just saying in advance, alright? It'd be accidental. I would, if I'm gonna actually do it, I would actually say it too. So you know it's not just an accident. So that FYI. Oh, you got down to the -1 Celsius? I see. Yeah. GP! What up, GB? See you in there? Wait, it's supposed to get warmer for you, Merv? Nice. Been exercising garden muscles, which complaining a bit. Oh, honestly, I see. I dig that. Oh, someone would so fire me. Inside joke. If you don't know about that, well, we're gonna visit some of the streams I visit on Saturdays at times. But yeah. As you guys all say hi to each other here. I feel like I'm just making laps around inside right now. Hey, maybe I should put on a bag. I'm adding a can. I haven't done that for a while. But it's all good. Hold on a sec. I gotta pull my phone, the device out of my hands-free holder a little bit here. I gotta improve on it. Better than sitting on your bed, yeah. Yeah, I'm doing okay, GP. Appreciate you asking. Mother Earth might be a little bit sore, but she's doing pretty good too. Or she's doing great, apparently. Apparently, as I speak of it, I see it on the screen. So yes. So yeah, like I said, it's been getting a bunch warmer out west. Actually, it's been lingering around for a bit, actually. Although I think we're actually out west here, at least where I am. It's like seasonal to above seasonal at the moment. And at the moment, there's a chance of showers. Not for today, unfortunately, but later on, within the next 7 days, there's a chance of showers. Hopefully they'll actually happen. That'd be nice. So I can gather some rainwater. And it'd be nice, alright? Maybe get some April showers. That'd be nice. I don't think I see any buds on the trees yet. There may be a small amount, but it's not that noticeable yet. So it's not like I got leaves on the tree already. Leaves on the trees already. Oh, that's what you're doing, Merv? Nice, 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 nice. Oh, I'm on his sixth dinner. That's, what, about, what, 19, 20 Fahrenheit? No. Yeah, 19, 20 Fahrenheit. Yeah. It's 15 minus 10 Celsius is about, what, 15 Fahrenheit. So, yeah, that should be about, like, 20 Fahrenheit, 19, give or take. For you folks in the U.S. Here, I'll show you guys something. Let's see here. Make sure how nice. Oh, I guess it would help if I don't hide. See? I'm getting a little bit of sun. A little bit. Just a little bit. It'll help at least. Nice, Scott. Nice, nice, nice. No! What's up, Big Mac? How are you good? How are you doing, man? Nice to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you around. Hopefully you're doing well, man. It's pretty warm where you are. I know that. I know it's much warmer where you are. Probably significantly warmer. It's probably already like 60 Fahrenheit there already. Probably, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's 60 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius at least. I'd be lucky enough to see that as a daytime high this time of year. I'd be lucky to see that. That'd be considered above seasonal, above normal. Yeah. Nice, Murder. Nice. Lisa! How are you doing, Lise? How are you doing? Come on, highlight there. Hello, Howie. Good morning to you. Yes, I guess I could still say that. Hopefully you're doing well. Hey, you gonna pass some of that heat over here? I wouldn't mind some. I wouldn't mind some 80 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius weather. I know I would not be able to see that during this time of year. I'll be lucky enough to even see that in May. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll see that in the summer in June, July, and August, but I have to wait for like 6 more weeks. Just like how I gotta wait to plant and garden outside probably there 6 more weeks. Oh, sorry, you can't see me air quoting. Oh, whatever there. Oh, you're doing good, Howie? Nice. You too, Lise? Nice. And of course, Iron Firehorse prefers cooler temps. So yeah. Well, clearly, like I said, this was more of an impromptu stream. I barely gave a half an hour notification for this. But at least I gave some sort of notification. Hold on a sec. Okay. I put my device down on some piece of paper and that's what you heard. Alright. So hopefully you're doing well. Like I said, everyone. And aside from Big Mac here, hopefully you're getting some heat. Aside from him. And maybe some other people, hopefully you're getting some heat or some precipitation of some sort. Hopefully you're getting a nice balance of heat and sunshine and some moisture of some sort. If it's not rain, maybe it's frozen late rain, as I say. uh, hey, remember this? A melody. Yeah, it'd be something like that. In a metaphoric sense. uh, I'd be puddling. So now I don't know how long I'll go for on this stream. I'll go for a little bit of time. We'll see. I'm expecting company, so as an FYI to everyone, if I suddenly have to slip out suddenly or more abruptly, well, that was the FYI, the announcement of it in advance, so you folks would actually know, right? Keep you guys in the loop, right? That way, if I suddenly say something, you'll know. You'll be like, oh yes, Sierra did mention that. Can't forget that. I put in my voice here. Providing I can actually put it in. Alright, there we go. Hey, it's Bob! Hello, Bob. How are you doing? Oh, okay, Iron Forest. You're camp. Yeah, but I should spit it out here. You're camp in. You don't camp until it's. You don't even you don't even camp when it's summer because you like it when it's going to rain. Yeah. For some reason, I can say that. Oh, really? Oh, wow. All the best on that. Dang. That's awesome. Yeah, it's coffee time. I know what you mean, Bob. Speak of coffee, I'll have a sip of mine right here. As I exaggerate the sounds here. Obviously, I'm trying to exaggerate the slurping sounds. Yeah. Nice, Bomb. Nice. So, yeah. So, what else have I been doing here? Well, I've been starting a few things. On my last live stream, I showed parts of it. Sorry, this top of the soil is still moist, so there should be some moisture in there. And like I said, it's not really sunny here today, so the rate of evaporation off the surface won't be as much compared to if it was actually like clear out. So I'll won't water, at least not right now. Anyway, I'll wait a little bit longer. There's still some residual moisture. Probably from yesterday when I watered it. You like growing flowers? Yeah. Nice. you like rain or rain camping? Yeah, nice. Oh, jeez. You'll really get some real horsepower. The real kind. The natural kind. I'm just imagining things right now. In terms of that. In a saddle or something along the lines of that. Not quite yet, Bob. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I'm gonna move this over. My chat overlaid. I can't see it because I'm using this white icon with white text. Nice, GP. All right, back at the bottom of the chat. So yeah, you know, I guess I'll mention this. One of my neighbors actually gifted. I'll say gifted. me some seeds. Yeah, I know. So hopefully I'll be able to plant some of these too. Why not? Even though I already have them technically, but whatever. I guess we'll see. Why not? It's an annual, so wow. most things here are an annual. Unless it's like the lily or the peonies or some of the daisies or something that can come back as perennial, but for the most part, most things here are an annual. Most things here are more, unless they can actually go dormant and quote unquote hibernate in the winters here. Minus word. Yeah. With snow packs and all that stuff, yeah. It's probably an annual. I mean, yeah, it's probably an annual. Yeah, the main long weekend unforced, yeah. Nice, Bob. Nice. Nice, my Earth. All the best on both of those. So, yeah. Well, I'm still getting those sunny breaks. I'm still getting them. Although I see some clouds rolling back in. Actually, I think today it's a lot more thinner, higher clouds. Thin, high clouds, then there's some thicker or more dense, smaller clouds. So, because the sky looks not blue, but kind of like that. Not gray, but what's in the middle of gray and blue? Light blue? Definitely not that kind of sky blue that you would see in a clear sky. So, some high level cloud, thin cloud cover. So, I think, yeah. Because when I checked the forecast for today, it just said it was windy. I can see how much sun I was going to get. I mean, yeah, I obviously can see it, but right now, but at the time, like early this morning, last night, I can make it out, and I was just like, and definitely see. Oh, I think I just saw a flock of birds. They're just in the sky. They keep turning, and like I said, there's a breeze outside, so they're just probably trying to adjust to the headwind, and because I keep seeing them turn or bank left or right. So, I'm assuming they're trying to get some, they're going against the wind, right? Because imagine that flying, just like biking, flying on a plane, all that stuff against the wind, eventually you use more energy, alright? Just like if you're flying on a commercial airline or something like that. Longer distances, if there's headwind, it delays or slows you down to a certain degree. It slows you down, right? Or if you're biking or walking against it, you're gonna try more. Obviously, there's a force in your face the whole time. Oh, look at this! Shalom! How are you doing, Baba? Nice to see you. Yeah, you really enjoyed watching the bees and hummingbirds come by and feast on the nectar. Hey, that's the word. I should add that into my CR vocabulary. Nectar. That'd be a sweet, sweet, sweet CR word to add in. Especially if I'm out in the sun. Like I am right now, actually, because I'm getting a little bit more sun. It's kind of filling my soul with some light. Always some solar energy. GB got that. Making sure I didn't miss anything in there? No, I don't think so. Wait for it, wait. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for this one response. Not from GB, but from someone else. Oh, did you GB? Nice, nice. You don't get... Yeah, it's nectar, yeah. It'd be sweet, right? I've actually tried that. I've actually tried it. Last year, I didn't show it in video. I guess I'll tell you guys this. I have tried the sunflower. I have tried it. Technically, there's a hidden source of it in a video that I was cooking up. For a video that you can see on the channel. It's probably dated back for like November. I'm pretty sure it was dated back for November of 2024. Yeah, Clover too. I'm Fire Horse is covering all her bases right here. Literally. Let's see where are we at. Huh. Only half an hour? Doesn't even seem like half an hour. Sometimes these streams just, you know, even without the quote unquote real topic in the description or your title somehow, you know, it could just fly by so easily. And I've said this once and I'll say it again. Doing a live stream with people or a panel with other people is much, much easier. Because it's actually much harder to do a stream without some content to use, for lack of a better word. Like, you know, if you have a topic or whatever, like, it's easy to get into. Because you could talk about or ramble about it. Or continuously ramble about it. Oh, yeah, that's your favorite. Because I've seen on our streams and just like, I'm like the only one talking. I'm just like, you know, there's only so much the host can say at times, right? But being able to communicate or reconnect with your audience, especially if they're live with you, you're on panel or on the side chat, you can bounce ideas back and forth, talk about stuff. Also, you read, highlight, say the comments and all that stuff. So that's one thing I've noticed more and more. That's why like if I'm like the only one chatting, I'll just randomly just continuously comment randomly and say something, keep it going, alright? Because I've been in streams before where it's like there's like very few people talking, and I get people who are kind of in the background listening or whatever or lurking, right? So yeah. Did I miss? No, I have not, Bobo. No. Income free. Yeah. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, about something like that. You know, that's one thing I've been working on around here. At least for me, right? You know, you do your area, I'm doing my area kind of deal, right? Honestly. So, because it'll matter in the long run. Like, even, where was that? Was that on Monday? Someone I know in the neighborhood, right? I was just walking walking by, just walking by, going for a quick walk, right? Clear my head, get some air, or whatever you want to call it, right? They just drove into their driveway, right? And I know them, right? I've talked to them, I've hung out with them to a certain degree, right? They don't live that far away, honestly. But one of the things, they were just, just making small talk. They open up the trunk, they're getting groceries out, right? So I helped them out. They're like, oh, no, you don't have to help. I said to them, I'm like, because they've helped me or offered me stuff in the past, right? So I'm like, oh, no, 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 this is okay, all good, right? Just making conversation while I'm doing this, right? Sometimes I'll say, oh, it's the Canadian thing to do, right? I'll just say it like that, right? You know, you know, I just see this one thing. I'm like, oh, how much was this? And they told me, oh yeah, I got $5 off. I'm like, oh, okay. Doing some intel work, right? And seeing the prices indirectly. I'm like, well, okay. So I see someone got a deal on something. So, the standard things that you might see in the grocery type of haul, right? Like the things that are quote unquote necessity at times, right? That you might want to have. Your neighbor's swimming with the fishes. No, of course, Big Mac. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I wasn't supposed to scroll down. If it's your stream, people will hold your account. I mean, I guess it could work both ways. Really, Iron Force? Dang. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Mother Earth. Well, Big Man, I've had panel members before. The only reason I can't, the only reason I'm not, I shouldn't say not or can't, because this app actually doesn't support it. I would have to go over to StreamYard or something like that. And I still think I'm still having issues with StreamYard. I haven't checked for a while. It's been a couple months since I checked, but I just don't want to deal with that hassle because I've had other things in the past with the audio, and it's specifically with StreamYard. Like, specifically. So, yeah. I wish I could unsee that, but I already noticed it, Iron Fire, so. But yeah. So, like I was saying earlier, doing these live streams is much easier with people. At least I can read a little bit or whatever. Because, like I said, I've seen live streams where it's just like, there's like so many people. There's like 8 people supposedly working, and there's like 1 person talking. Alright. Oh, and sometimes that's just me. So I make it up by adding more comments in it, or engaging with the host. Alright. As much as possible. Because they're trying to get some WT, right? And, fill out an hour or something on their streams or whatever, right? So, just make some conversation. Alright? Especially if the host isn't talking. Right? If people are... See, the thing... Usually, if people are working, they're probably listening. So... Because, I get it. People are at work or, so they have the volume down or they can't play the audio as loud, right? So, hearing something is nice from the host. That's why I try to keep the conversation going as much as possible. Because, these live streams, people are coming there generally to interact with the chat. Reconnect with people. Just how I'm reconnecting with some of you folks out there. and all that stuff, and just, you know, even, you know, I wasn't actually gonna put it in the description. I actually, I didn't fill out the description for this stream again. Because usually if I fill out the description or the title with something more specific, you'll know what I'm talking about. These streams that say, like, live with CR generally are, you know, I'm reconnecting with you folks. Just making small talk, right? And all that stuff, right? You know, that reminds me of times when, like, the hosts, you know, sometimes things happen or whatever, and the host has to do something, talk to someone else, so they're muted, icon only or whatever, right? And they say, "Oh, talk amongst yourselves." My first comment is always like, "Makes small talk." That's the first thing I say. Or randomly make small talk, or small chat, or whatever with people, just to see, just to keep it going. Oh, that's good to hear, GP. Bob's getting fired up. It's not even Friday. I have a feeling Bob's gonna fire me by the end of the stream. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. I'm just kidding. Inside joke. Inside joke. It's kind of... It is funny, though, at times. It is funny. And sometimes a little bit of humor at times isn't so bad, right? You know, on a serious note, you know, things are serious around what's going on around, right? But, you know, sometimes a little bit of humor to diffuse that tension a little bit, right? You know, I'm not saying, you know, it's all fun and games all the time, 100% of the time, but, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be 100% serious 100% of the time, right? You know, a little bit of balance, right? You know, to keep your morale up, right, for a certain degree, right? So sometimes a little bit of joking every so often isn't so bad to diffuse the tension of the real life of things, right? You know, and there's a time to be serious and there's a time to be funny, right? And knowing when to and when maybe now, you know, oh, they're talking really serious, I better not say this now, right? I'll wait a little bit later, right? And then there's times where it's like everyone's joking around. Maybe I don't need to be so serious at the moment, right? Because I know when I'm talking to people at times, just in general, I'm just like, maybe I should tone it down. Maybe I won't say that yet, or use this serious tone or this humorous, comedic tone, for example, right? Yeah, a little bit, right? Right, Bob? I mean, like, because, you know, we're social creatures, right? I mean, yes. So, like, our interactions flow through us to a certain degree, right? You know. And maybe some people could shrug things off, some people a little bit less or whatever, but sometimes a little bit of humor is nice, right? And as such, always coming back to being serious once again. Right? So, like, because, and keep that balance in life, right? It's just like how I've been saying more and more lately, you know, go prepare out there, do that prepping stuff, right? But live life too, have some fun too, right? For example, right? So if you know, if you're able to, right, you know, maybe, you know, how do I say this? You know, if you're doing something in some sort of preparation of some sort, right, and someone comes by to visit, right, maybe spend some time with them, to your visitor, right, or interact in space at the same time, so you're multitasking it. Enjoy both at the same time, right? Because, you know, I realize prepping can take a lot of your time at times. But remember, life is short. You gotta enjoy it too, right? But do prepare so you don't actually have to, like, you know, have a major inconvenience of something like a power outage, for example. Your wife is a math Asian Miss Brainiac? Oh, okay. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss anything. So, yeah. Where am I at? 45 minutes in. See, I would show you guys outside, but there's not much to see out there right now. Not much. I'll have to wait. Although I do have some of the perennials are actually started, or at least attempting to start. I've actually noticed it. I'm actually noticing it. Like, because I look at it every day when I walk outside, no, I step outside and whatever. I'm just like, dang, that's, you know, from like a quarter of an inch to like half an inch, and then it's like it's actually seamlessly doubling in size. Obviously, it's not really doubling in size, but early on it feels like it's doubling in size, right? So, because one of the things I did was actually give it some quote unquote moisture, if it wasn't water, just so to help it along. Because right now it's kind of dry out without the precipitation, and since it's been mild, warmer, right? That sunlight or that warmth would draw moisture from the ground, especially if there's no something covering the surface, like mulch, for example, right? Because I have some spawns around here that see direct sun, because it's self-facing, so like moisture just gets pulled right out, right? So that's why I've been trying and a multilayer in. Because one of the things I've been trying to do is make sure that the activity under the soil, where the roots are, is active, right? So it looks like it's working because, I mean, it may be an inch tall right now, the plant, but it is growing. It is green. And it is new, can't see what's the word, growth. I can't believe I forgot what that word is. Oh wait, yes. So I've been seeing some growth. Ah, nice. Hi, Peace Journey. How are you doing? I see, James. You got a shop supervisor? Nice. So you literally have a guard dog in your shop. Nice. I can just picture a sign that says, "Welcome, but beware a big dog." And Big Mac. Or something along the lines of that. I can just picture that in my head right here. Right? A smaller font of welcome, then it says beware, a bigger font of beware a big dog. And the word big would be like 20 font compared to everything else that's like 12 or 14 font, for example. And it'd be highlighted, bold letters. Keyword, big. Yeah, nice, Bob. Nice. Peach Journey. It's more. It's let's just say I'm warming up to spring. Literally, I'm warming up to it. Literally, it's a little bit more breezy out today, so it's a little bit quote unquote cooler out. Not as much sun, and some of those thicker clouds are clouding are covering well, clouding over. So the sunny breaks I've got earlier are kind of fading, and I don't think I'm actually probably not gonna see some for it. As I look outside, it's more not quite overcast, or it's mostly cloudy. Yeah, it's mostly. Well, I don't know. I gotta remember what the difference is. Mostly, or mainly cloudy. One of the two. One of the two. I mean, there is some really small patches of blue sky, but that's why I said I might get some sunny breaks at best today. Yeah, see? There we go. See? Look at that. There we go. So yeah. Let's see, where am I at? Almost at the bottom of the hour. So yeah. What's I saying? That was my channel. Oh yeah, so I am working on things outside, gradually picking it up. I know some of you guys down south and other places were starting things in advance, but remember, my growing zone is actually much lower than most people out there. I wouldn't say yeah, more of the people out there. So, whoop. Random study break. Random sunny break. The solar light can charge a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, and my rechargeable battery. See? Awesome. Oh, you got 3 guard dogs, James? I see. So, yeah. I'm making sure these are at least topping off. Well, I shouldn't say topping off, but at least trickle charging it. Alright. Honestly, if it was clear out, I would get the most potential energy possible. But, you know. Because some of these batteries, these rechargeable batteries, they may not be at 1.2 volts, but they might be at 1.1, so I'll get something, a little bit more, for the most part, right? So I try to make sure everything is doing its thing. Because around here, I generally do see sunshine. I know, Bob, for you, you see showers and rain a lot more often at times, being over there, but I'm lucky enough to get some around here. Take care, Howie. I'll see you around. I'll see you in there. Well, Peace Journey, Howie just slipped out already. He already mentioned it. He might be able to hear it, so we're quickly see it real quick. But Howie's probably doing. He's probably making hashtag making more hash. He's probably making hashtag halfway soil bank. That's what I was trying to say. I said the wrong word first, and I was supposed to use the hashtag first. But yeah, there we go. Self-correction right there. So yeah, I can't wait to do more out there. I made some progress. I still have to do some other things among some other things. But there is some things that are, just naturally doing its thing now. I just have to put a little bit of legwork in or kickstart it in a little bit more. See someone outside delivering some stuff. No, it's not right. The standard, take a picture of the package and the place kind of deal. I guess that's a standard thing nowadays, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that is a standard thing for delivery. At least, Canada Post, for example, here in Canada, So if you get UPS, Prime, whatever, all that stuff. Skip or DoorDash or whatever, right? I guess that's a pretty standard thing nowadays, eh? To see the phone in their hands, the delivery person, and they take a picture of the place with the package, right? So it's just cool. I'm cool with that. I'm not surprised Bob's a cat guy. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Aw. I remember your cat and dog, Peach Journey. I remember that from that video. That's still it's really cool. Just seeing the cat going around and the dog by your side, more or less. I remember that video that you showed. I'm trying to remember what that one plant that you showed now. I feel like I can picture it in my head, but I can't remember its name at the moment. I'm trying to picture it. Nah, it's slipping my mind. I can picture it. I can even picture the video, but I can't. It's not coming to mind right now, but yeah, I still remember it though. Because you were walking around. I think it was. Oh yeah. It was after it snowed. Alright? It was after it snowed and most of the snow melted out for where you are. Alright? And you were just walking around showing the area that you're in. Nice. I'll probably regret this, but now I regret. I should have just named the live stream category. I should have just named it that. It would have been much more applicable to the chat right now. I should have just named it category. Wait for it. I should have named it that. Like you folks have just been talking about your pets and all that stuff. I do not have pets at the moment either, so just like Bob. So it's not that I haven't, and it's not that I can or, but it's right now. It's not the time or place. Cause you gotta actually have the funds and all that stuff to look after them, the resources to look after them, right? Not just food or water, but medical expenses, amongst some other things. And, you're gonna help them along, right? Take the dog for a walk, or take a cat for a walk. I've taken cats for a walk before. Gotta be careful. But I have before in the past. Yeah, category. With a CR in it. Yeah, exactly. Right? 2 birds with 1 stone in there. Oh, you got 2 murders? Nice. I mean, I've seen cats around here randomly from I don't know where. I still don't even know where they actually originate from. You know, I don't actually know who the owners are. I've seen like more orangey type, where it has an orange stripe. I've seen this darker black cat with a white stripe. Is friendly. Although this one cat did startle me because I just well, not really startled me, but I just like wasn't expecting it. I just turned around like, where'd this cat come from? Just like, you know, it just like out of nowhere. It sneaked up on me. I mean, I don't mind them having around randomly, you know, generally speaking, because they'll help with the mice, for example, or whatever, right? Yeah. You need a dog in my life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it's been rough without one. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, you'll post a picture of it, Bomb. Cool. Yeah. Say check up on some. I started yesterday. I've been starting some things inside, so like I'm not expecting like within the sprout in 24 hours. Pretty much no. That's a no go. In a couple days, as time goes on, by next week, hopefully I'll see something sprout out and actually show something. I'm actually attempting something this year again. We'll see if it actually pans out. I'm not gonna say anything, but it's actually right next to me as I walk into the server room. I'm trying something out. I want to keep testing or doing it to see if I can reproduce the results all the time, or at least more of the time, right? Repeatable, reproducible results, right? Or is it just a fluke? Because I tried it last year at this time, but I'm gonna try this again. And I think since I actually have some more seeds, I can attempt this a little bit more. I mean, the 1 year. Well, actually, I'm trying this test or this experiment, quote unquote, with sunflower seeds first, just to see how well or how it would go. Because actually, I have quite a significant amount of them. I mean, if I get one to bloom, yeah, one sunflower seed to bloom flower and actually last long enough to make mature seeds, it's possible I can get hundreds of seeds from that. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes for me on that one. Because it may be, depending how it goes, maybe it might be an alternative way that I could sprout something. But I have to try this out first before I commit to making a video. So yeah, that was a minor audio sneak peek of that. I would show you guys, but you know, it's not much to show right now. I still have to do it though. Take care, Iron Firehorse. I appreciate you taking the time to drop by. That'd be awesome, James. That'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. Get your motor running. I better not actually start singing. Good thing for that. But yeah. You know, you might not have the horses in, but you'll bring the horsepower. Right? Aw. Oh, that's a shame. Peace Tyranny. I'm trying to remember which cat that I saw in that video I saw from you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a rough road. That's a rough road. I guess that's part of it, right? The plants, right? It's part of that cycle. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is, right? It's no less serious or insert some words that I can't think of right now. But, you guys know what I mean. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I mean about that. Well, first you gotta come here first, right? Oh, and a passport would probably help too. Maybe some extra money. Yeah, man. But yeah, these seeds that I kind of like I said, I'll have this. Actually, I'll probably have to store them in my seed collection now. I'm actually growing a seed collection. I'm actually almost to the point that I might actually have to update the container that I have them in. Because I'm starting to max it out to a certain degree with all the packaging of the seed packages or whatever I'm storing the seeds in, right? Whatever kind of container or package I'm using. So I'm looking for it. I'm looking towards something that will kind of give me a little bit more to work with. I'm still trying to figure something out though. Among some other things. And actually, I think I'll use this as a container for the seed. Well, not for the seeds, but to grow them in. So. It just happens to have six compartments, and I'm trying to remember what it was for originally. It kind of looks like a seed starting container. I'm pretty sure it wasn't originally, but it looks like it. It looks like it. So maybe I can actually use this. Let me try to notice. Though it might be tricky to get them out. We'll see. Because I actually got like quite a few of those containers. Quite a few. It doesn't. Oh, excuse me. So I probably spare one or two for them. Or do something with it. Might as well. Hey, it's stuck. Good afternoon. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah. Well, Bob's getting hungry. Bob's getting hungry. He's got to break the fast, as they say. And again, I look back outside, and now it's definitely clouding over a lot more. The clouds are definitely coming in. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a windier, more windy, breezy, mostly cloudy type of day. So, the sunny breaks I got are probably fading away, for lack of a better term. Like, I can see all the treetops just swaying a little bit. Not like hard, but, it's just a breeze, but it is enough that I can notice it. And so look at the trees. There's no leaves on the trees right now, obviously. I barely melted the snow when it'll start spring. But it's warming up to it finally. Yes! Well, Scott's still here. Cool. So, let me just take a look at some of my things that I have growing here. Just to make sure that they're doing well for what they are. Haven't noticed growth in the last couple days this much, but maybe I should add some water. Bottle that is water that I have on the side, just watering some of these plants that I have in here. I'll give it a little bit of moisture. Yeah. Yeah, I got you, Scott. Yeah, it's all good, bro. You know, I really should eat before I start or join these live streams. Oh wait, I say that all the time. I always say that all the time. Right? It's almost time for brunch or lunch or what's after what's between lunch and supper or dinner? Winder? Nah, that doesn't sound okay. Something along the lines of that. Yeah, it's time for a snack, eh? Wow, you're gonna transplant about 100 seedlings and get things sorted for a percolator. It's your day off, huh? Winner. Does it sound winner? I don't know. It doesn't. It does winner liner. It sounds like no. You would have to pronounce it winner, not liner. Because liner only has one A. So winner, yeah, right, yeah, winner. You would have to say winner, not liner. Watch everyone's like looking up. Does this really exist? Let's do a search online for it. Gupper? I don't know. Hey, is it Gupper time? Gupper? See, Gupper sounds like something that you could coin. Because if you look at the word liner, it's just like people would be like, liner? Take care, Piggy's Journey. Dang, Tux. Got like, what? Well, just over 27 Celsius? Dang. Pass some of that heat. Pass some of that heat. Hey, I wonder why no one's commenting. Oh, they're all eating. They're like eating. Yes, we're eating, CR. That's why we're not typing. I'm commenting, sorry. Just kidding. Where am I at? I will probably go at least at the top of this hour, the top of this next hour, or to the 90-minute mark. One or the other. So not only am I waiting for someone, I actually have to get someone ready. I just remembered. I'm like, oh yeah, I get to be quote unquote responsible, right? Yeah, I figured my Of course. I appreciate you still chiming back in, alright? Chiming back in, leaving back in their comment on the side chat, alright? Even if it's just a random, even if you're commenting randomly, even if you actually put that down, right? So show some interaction on the side chat, alright? Yeah, okay, Tuck. I appreciate that. I'll meet you halfway. I'll meet you halfway. I'll meet you halfway. What would you halfway? Ohio? I don't know. Somewhere along there. Arkansas? I don't know. I'm not an American, so I don't know my U.S. geography. Not great. I mean, like, I know. I'll meet you somewhere on the central time zone somewhere. Along some border or something like that. We'll straddle the line somewhere. Alright. I'm pretty sure I can't just ship that. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Give me one sec. Alright, sorry. I just had to do something real quicker. Because actually, I have music playing in the back, in my ear, just so. So because the thing is, because I'm not how do I say, have a panel or whatever, people talking to me, it's just so I hear something. But don't worry, I am still spatial awareness, situational awareness, right? Just taking a look and all that stuff. Hence, I saw like someone delivering something to someone else, right? Making sure that I keep doing the things as they say. But yeah, I think I will try this. Why not? Yeah. Hey, maybe I can meet you in Michigan or something like that, Tuck. Yeah. And speak of Michigan and places out east, some of those places really got hit. Right. I'll say most of it has been resolved to a certain degree, but yeah. And our wake up call out there. All right. The power outage, and then, like I said, out supposedly in Atlantic Canada right now there's snow. So anyway, so there's some residual effects of winter kind of lingering around amongst some other things. Because I know I've seen some stuff before, but you know it's not nearly as much as some other places at times. Rice is nice. I mean, rice is nice. Rice is life. That almost sounds like I'm seeing like a TV show. Rice is life. Get it? Never mind. Nope. You just got your door of, oh, nice. Some webbing, some Velcro, yeah, nice. So you're getting hooked up. Thanks for keeping us in the loop on that, Tuck. See what I did there again. You have surplus pouch with the new hair. I'm replacing it. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Better make it snappy. I mean, oh, sorry. I mean, hopefully it works out well for you. Sorry, I thought I heard something, but I think it's just the wind. Now, it's already 5 minutes too. And that went by fast. So we'll see. I should be able to go till the 90-minute mark at least. Unless for some reason someone decides to show up here early. I guess we'll see. No, I can notice things. I can notice things, so we'll see. We'll see if I can get to the 90-minute mark. So one of the things I'll probably do today, which is actually a Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. The time of this stream. If you're catching this on the replay, shout out to the replay gang. who listens to this, right? So if you're watching the stream later on the replay, you can timestamp this spot right here, and I'll know. Just timestamp it. Just be like, yes, timestamp. And I'll be like, yep. They paid attention to it enough to actually hear me say that. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna take off my slippers because that's all you hear. Hold on. All right. Make sure where I know where my camera is. At the bottom. Oh. You mean stuff like this? And by the way, I'm rotating this in soon. You mean that? Yeah? That's what you mean, right? That's what you guys mean, right? I gotta remember to rotate this in eventually. As much as I can. It'll probably be on my to-do list for the week. Among some other things that I need to do for the week. And find a new or a bigger container to put the seeds into. As I've been gathering a little bit more. Although that almost seems like an understatement at times. So I think... Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind rice too. I mean, I've shown different ways of even having it. I've shown different ways in the past of having it. And I've made it in different variety and different ways. Right? There's different ways to have it. You don't necessarily have to have it steamed. Or necessarily have to have white rice. Right? There's other ways of approaching it. Just have to kind of think about it. You know. And some of them are actually quite tasty. Right? Especially if you want to change the things like color, taste, the smell, or the texture of it, right? To keep it, quote unquote, fresh. Right? Keep the food, yeah. Take care, Todd. I appreciate you taking the time to drop by, man. So, in the last little bit of this stream here, in the last like 10 minutes or so before I get the standard 2-minute warning that I usually give on my own streams, you know, kind of have to summarize a few things and bring it back from the joking state back into a serious state once again, you know. You know, things are going on out there. And everyone's aware of it. I think I'd be like, you would have to be under a rock if you don't know what's going on lately at times, right? You know? Maybe you don't think about it all the time. Like some other people or individuals or channels do. But you do consider it, right? You do what you can out there, right? I mean, even Bob has said, you know, you can only do some things around halfway around the world. You can't do much about, but you can do something. Or at least try to. Attempt to. The best that you can in your own area, your immediate area, wherever you are, regardless if you're here in Canada, out west like I am, out east like I'm Fire Horse, Atlantic Canada, Michigan, in the Eastern Time Zone, down south more where Tuck is, out west even more like Big Mac is, and Bob is in the U.S. Right? Still got to do something. Still got to try something, right? A lot of these channels that are following me all actually came by, right? A lot of these folks are doing some gardening stuff, so that is one step forward. And yeah, you're probably not gonna be able to grow enough to feed yourself or a whole family long term with just things grown on the land that you have, right? Because you need space, right? And obviously the season and all that stuff. Probably a greenhouse too, or something indoor setup with grow lights or whatever you live where it gets colder, right? Because not everyone's out down south where it's like snow. What's that? What are you talking about, Cedar? I barely see that. I've only seen it once in my lifetime, kind of deal, right? So you gotta keep doing these things as some people say it out there, the best that you can. And as such, I'm gonna take those words and actually use them to drive me today. Just keep doing the things as they say, right? Whatever I can starting today. Learn from the past, plan for the future, and prepare starting today, right? On this Wednesday, right? Middle of the month. Okay, just beyond a day after the middle of the month, alright? And try something out, right? Try to do more as much as you can, right? If when you see the benefits of something, let that drive you to keep doing it as much as you can, right? Let that drive you to do even more, And when things don't go your way or whatever, get back on your feet, pick yourself up, use a table, metaphor table or whatever, or a cane to lift yourself back up and get back on, metaphorically, get on the bike again. As much as you can. And keep doing something. As much as you can. Because I'll say this. One of the things I've considered for this year, in the last few years especially, is planning, not just for the year, but planning and quote-unquote preparing more for the rest of this decade, right? More long-term, right? And try to sustain this effort as much as I can, right? So, things like the solar ways, I'm trying more and more, alright? Especially since things aren't getting cheaper at times. We all know that. We've already seen that. What's up, Joe? Mr. Joseph Mora, I appreciate you dropping by. And keep doing the things like I said. Let's see, where am I at? Area. Like I said, probably till the bottom of the hour. The 90-minute mark. So, a couple more minutes here. So, I appreciate you dropping by, Joseph. I always appreciate more people dropping by. Sorry, I'm always going to say something like that now. Yeah, so keep doing the things as much as possible, Because I think these things that we see at times, especially these very how would I say? I wouldn't necessarily use the word more common, but these things that are likely occur more often, or it seems like it's occurring for a longer duration of time. Let that motivate you, right? Yeah, and stuff like that. So if you have friends, if you have family, friends, pets, cat, dog, significant other, spouse, mate, regardless of gender. Hold on. No, I think I did. No, I got the delivery. Hold on. Just give me 1 sec. Just give me 1 second, everyone. All right, I'm back. And hello, Verna. Maybe I'll go a little bit longer just because both Joseph and Vay are here. Good afternoon to both of you. You're listening between chores? Okay. I'll attempt to go to the bottom of the hour. We'll see. Like I said earlier, I'm supposed to be expecting company, so if I abruptly end the stream within like 30 seconds, well, you'll know. It'll just be the way it is. That's an FYI. I guess I'll just finish off this kind of stream more seriously, to a certain degree. You make us feel special. Well, if no one else was talking, then then yeah, alright. Because I was actually going to. I was always ending it like this, but perhaps I will keep going. Why not? Why not? Yeah, okay. Appreciate it, Scott. Yeah, I got you, Scott. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you chiming in every so often, right? That way I know. I'll be like, Scott's still here. Scott's still here. I'll just randomly mention Scott's name. He's probably doing awesome things right now. Hopefully. Or hopefully he's doing it later, right? And speak of awesome things, right? For you folks out there, keep doing these things as much as you can. I know sometimes, at times, and I experience it myself, it feels daunting at times, right? Sometimes the frustration at times, certain things don't work out or whatever. People may disagree, for lack of words, right? Family members and friends, right? But try to lead by example, right? If they come around, well, then yeah, don't say I told you so. Be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Encourage it, and not say I told you so. I'm actually even trying myself to always remember, not say I told you so or something along the lines of that, because I'm trying more often at times to say, oh yeah, you're right. Let's just say if someone's trying to plant something, start a garden, whatever, right? I'm not gonna say, oh, it's about time, right? No, I don't say that. I'll be like, yeah, really? Yeah, where are you starting? Yeah, whatever it is, right? Whatever kind of plant they're just starting. Like if it's tomatoes or whatever, something along the lines, I'll be like, oh yeah, and ask what kind, yeah, and show that I'm interested, right? Not saying why they're doing it or whatever, because if you're growing tomatoes, you're growing it for a reason. Or starting a garden, you're doing it probably for food. If not the flowers, or to attract the wildlife, or the bugs, or the insects, and spiders, and all that stuff. So I always see it as, trying to make beneficial or small talk about it as much as possible. Take care, Bob. Ah, you're taking a break, Joseph? Okay. Now you're thinking downsizing big? Okay. Oh, you still haven't finished that, Joseph? I remember from the last live stream when you came by and we were briefly commenting, writing text about it. I just don't want to say talking about it, but I'm like, technically you're not talking. You're communicating with words. So that's not really talking or speaking. You're, what, IMing? Instant messaging it to me, to us. I see it like that. Because technically you're chatting, but it's not really talk. Anyways. Well, then maybe you'll have, maybe you could sell some of it or make some of it back or whatever, right? You know, I'm pretty sure I know one thing that's staying with you no matter what. I know exactly one thing. Okay, two things that won't leave your side, and one of them is a dog. And the other one, well, I know what the other one is. Oh, you were filling it back up. Oh, okay, I see. I see. Where am I at? It's almost quarter after. We'll see how far I can stretch this in. Speak of. Oh, you need. Really, Verna? I find it'd be very clear that second item. I'll just let that. What you think about that? I'm pretty sure you're not gonna give up the second item that much. Oh, you have to do the wiring for the phone? Oh, okay, I see. Speaking of wired, I feel like I'm actually getting wired up to like doing more things right now. I mean, I'm doing a few things while I'm talking. You know. Like I said, I still have to rearrange a few things and still find a suitable bigger container to put seeds into. I'm gonna have to update it to something else. And I think I'm... See, I had this container that's like, I can reuse for it, but I don't know if I want to dip into that. It's significantly bigger, but I think it might lack the organization that I want in it. Because I did watch this one video about... storing seeds and just like... And they had it more like a file folder version or something organized like that, so you could just flip it. And I did something like that, but what I'm using is kind of not that big, so. And since the seed collection is growing, so yeah. Well, then you'll just have to wait and see, Verna. I find, alright. I know. You've only used it to supposedly all the time, as you say. Alright. You used it for turkey, apparently, back last November, as you said. Wait for that light bulb moment to click. Be like, click. Wait for it. But yeah. I know for me, I'm trying to do a lot more. Right? At least as much as possible. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I have some downtime too, right? You know, I take a break, just like how Joseph's taking a break from doing stuff, right? And stuff like that. Some of you are taking a break from doing stuff, maybe having some lunch right now. Or late lunch, or Linder or Leper. As we were before these two came by, we were talking about that, right? So. Really, Verna? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, she knows what I mean. I'm actually surprised you're not attempt that. You do what you have to do, right? I get it. I get it. I get it. Right? I get it. I get it. I understand. It's just the way it is, right? Sometimes you have to have the willingness to actually give up something too, right? At times for the greater good of things, I get that. Yeah, I get you, Berna. I understand. I understand. And of course, the power that it consumes, right? Because during the process of it, however long it takes, it's using power, right? And you have to get it all the way done, so you actually have something that you could store for long periods of time, right? So, I guess that's one of those things, right? To keep in mind too. And of course, you need something to fill it with, whenever it is, right? Oh, okay. But it still consumes something, right? Throughout the whole time, right? That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's not as much as I think it is, but it is something, right? It's probably more than just simply recharging your mobile device, your tablet. A little bit more. Probably draws a little bit more power than those devices. Because if I remember right, those airplanes would. There's only so much power it draws, and you only have it plugged in so long, right? Compared to something what you have that probably has to be on for some significant amount of time for what it is. Oh, okay. Okay, noted. Fair enough. Of course, that depends where you are and where the power you get for it by and how expensive it is or whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I should be able to get to the bottom of the hour. Hopefully I can. That'd be nice. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant, Berna, yeah. The real kind of bigger stuff or whatever, That's probably a day and a half, so. I see. You're not the only follower that I have that actually has one. I have another follower that has one. Oh, they've chipped together with other people that are kind of doing it, but it's kept at one primary location and stuff like that. I gotta remember to put this package somewhere else. Right there is good. Oh, I should be able to remember it. So, as I eventually wrap up this stream, not quite yet, but eventually, right? I'll keep doing the things that I can here too. With the resources that I have and stuff like that, and the time that I can spare towards it as much as I can. Yeah. I'll show you guys something. Why not? Alright, Joseph, I appreciate you dropping by, man. Let's see. Where's my indicator here? Let's see. Well, I may have to top this back off. Supposedly. But you just saw it wasn't anything major, by the way. Just a stepping stone forward. It's nothing major. would like something a little bit more oomph, a little bit more capacity. But in the meantime, I still have some version of an option out there at the moment. Because I know, and I'll mention this because in the preparedness community, there has been this influx of ever since what happened in Ontario and Michigan a couple of weeks back with the power outages, people have been showing these videos, or randomly it happened and they're showing they're blogging their what actually happened, right? You know, regardless if it's simulated or actually because it actually occurred, right? It doesn't matter, right? From some of the channels out there, and they were showing it. And some of these channels that got affected by it, right? They were doing after reporting it afterwards, and after action. I think that's what it's called. Now, anyways, they were doing a post-event type of summary about it and showing what they did, what worked for them, or what they were lacking, or whatever, and stuff like that. Alright. It's like 22 after. And they were doing this stuff, right? And that's why it's just like lately I'm just like, yeah, I'm trying to up my game on that a little bit more. I mean, I got a few things or whatever, but I would like eventually to have a few more additional things to supplement that in, right? You know, I have small to medium scale, but nothing as big as some of the larger scale stuff that some other people have, you know? As I see my own things that happen around here, so as I take a look at one of my things here that I have, actually, perhaps considering that I'm talking about it right now, because I actually have it out right now, maybe I will actually try to make an update version of this as much as I can. Actually. I just rearranged something. I'm like, why did I put it on this side? I should have rearranged it like this in the first place. Hello, Mr. Dave Knight, who's living the dream in the garden of, you know what, 4-letter word. It's nice to see you there. How are you doing, man? Yes. And yes. Hold on, I got a notification about something. Oh, okay. Hold on, just give me 1 sec. I just gotta grab something. Sorry, I just had to grab something real quick. Spare you guys the noise, excess noise there. Oh, thanks, Dave. It's nothing major, but it's what I can do here, right? And like I said earlier, you know, do what you can, right? Do what you can. Not everyone has all the resources, all the money in the world to do stuff, right? So you can, but do what you can with what income, resources, supplies, or gear that you do have, can acquire, or create with. I was gonna say make, but yeah, create with as much as you can. You might be surprised what you can do. Alright? Because at times I have seen these videos out there on, DIY survival kits or bags of some sort of kits or whatever, and sometimes they'll say, oh, use what you had first, right? Sometimes they'll say that, right? You might have something start with a flashlight you might have in your junk drawer or something like that. Hopefully you would actually have something like that to start with, right? Hopefully, right? Even if it's a simple, I shouldn't say simple, but even if it's an electric battery bank that you might have as a content creator or something like that because you go traveling or whatever, right? Huh? It's a form of preparedness to a certain degree, right? Like, let's see. Let's guess what this battery's at. Oops. Let's see. So it's 96. Yeah, so I'm still good. Yeah, I got you, Dave. So, at least I still got the power on this. I'll eventually cycle that in. I'm currently using another battery bank that's about half. I cycle them in and out, right? So I always have at least, like, if you only have one battery bank or backup power, one is one, right? But if you have two, then, you can cycle one in to use as needed, and you still have a fresh one, for example, right? That way I'm always not using the same battery bank the whole time, but I always have a fresh one if I absolutely need to bring that with me or use it. I'll be like, well, not necessarily the one that I just showed because it's at 96, but it's pretty much full, right? So I can bring it with me, and I know that I get full power with it at the moment. Hi, Uncle. I see you in there. 2-minute warning here. You pump water all day to water for your fort. Ah, nice. How are you doing, Uncle Al? I was about to slide out here. I'm almost at that 2-hour mark. I said I was going to go out top of this hour at the 90-minute mark, but then I had some more people dropping and all that stuff, so I'm like, you know what, I'll give it a little bit more time. Maybe if I don't go in a few minutes, I may go to the 2-hour mark. We'll see. Maybe I'll stretch in some time here, just because Uncle Al has dropped by. I do know one thing for sure. My device is starting to drain a little bit. I guess I'll plug it in. But yeah, I mean, I've been watching some of these videos out there, like I said, about power outage and stuff or kits or items or gear or resources available for us to use for at that time for whatever it is. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. I'm just making sure my device is charging. Because that'd be smart, right? To make sure you're working on that. Your device is actually charging. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, Uncle. Do what you can, like I said, right? Whatever. Do what you can with the resources you have, right? And try to help some other people along the way, if possible. Lead by example, right? Whenever possible. Do what you can. I know that's what I try to do. Try. Sometimes it's not as successful at times as it can be, but at least trying to make progress forward as much as possible. you know, and do what you can. Because I think we're gonna start to see, how do I say this? As a metaphor, the growing action, in terms of a story, we're gonna see the growing action a lot more in this decade. This year, if not next year. Right? As if I summed it up as a metaphor, as a story, right? There was a beginning, some exposition, right? Some storytelling. We're gonna start seeing the rising action a little bit more. A little bit more. So, and like I said, not everyone makes it till the end of the story at times, right? Sometimes there's some problems in the way, along the way, that, the quote-unquote protagonist of the story has to face. So that tests their resolve, test their what they're able to do. Hopefully be able to overcome it the best that they can. Let's see. Yeah. At this 2 hour mark, which is in about just over 5 minutes. Because I think, well, not only do I need to charge up this device, make some more coffee, I need to rearrange something too while I'm at this. Because actually, one of the things I need to update is this kit that I have. I've shown it on the channel before, so but it hasn't changed that much. But I think I need to double check on some of this stuff. And not assume things. Just in case. Yeah. Damn it. Oh yeah, I definitely need to check on this. Yeah, I can notice something already. Yeah. I noticed something already. Yeah, I noticed something already. Yep, you know what? I'm kind of glad that I was talking about this earlier, because now I notice it a lot more, so I definitely don't have to do something about this. Alright? I'm not procrastinating that anymore. And maybe, just maybe, make an updated version of this. Because if I had to dip into this kit right now, if I had to, it's not that it's not wouldn't work, but it's not optimized for the task. Because there's some issues, some things that I should have checked on, could have prevented, mitigated, or whatever, that I didn't. So, with that said, right? Yeah, we're still kicking it, right, Dave? Yeah, if it hasn't already. Alright, maybe it's part of the storyline, right? The metaphoric storyline out there, the world storyline. I'll say it like that. Sorry, I got a notification on something. I just had to make sure that I wasn't tripping. So I'm visually making a lookout. Yeah. But yeah, I gotta make some adjustments to some things. Yeah, before I show this again. Which is I haven't shown this kit. I haven't really had to dip into it. It's a backup technically to primary, or an alternative to the primary, but let's just say I probably should double check. Although this one thing I did actually may be working. I need to actually double check this. Maybe I'll update it. It's been a while since I've officially made a. I don't think I've made a version 2 of it yet. Well, version 2 video of it, but it's still in the process. Yeah, I definitely gotta check on this. Good. It's probably something I don't want to handle if it's in its current state right now. Yes, exactly. Primary alternative contingency emergency you're in, yes. Well, I'm glad I'm just learning. Just learning. Learning more. Trying something. Make some progress at it. I don't know everything. You know? Not as smart as you guys, you folks out there, right? I do what I can. I do what I can out there. With what the resources I do have. And this will be the 2-minute warning for this stream. Just be on the top of this hour here. Because definitely I need to make some updates on a few things. And see what actually is working. No, but this kit that I said, I really gotta actually make some adjustments to it. I mean, certain little things that are fine still. Because they're pretty stable, but some of these more quote-unquote volatile things, and I'm using that word loosely. Yeah, but that's... Or consumables, yeah, I probably should check on them more frequently, you know? And not just assume so much, right? And that's the thing I've noticed too, is just like, having stuff around, you know, you gotta multitask and keep it in mind. It's just like doing inventory for a pantry or for food, right? So you know that it hasn't spoiled or gone beyond its better buy time, right? As much as possible. Take care, Uncle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, about another minute here. So, I want to thank everyone that dropped by during the stream. You know, kept me company. I did a little bit of extra time, OT here, I guess, even though I was supposed to finish like half an hour ago, but I had some more channel members come by, and I guess it reminded me of something to check on something too, so I'll probably actually do it right after I end the stream and get a coffee and all that stuff. So, everyone, we all can do so much more out there. Keep making progress forward, alright? You know, when you feel like you can't go any more, dig deeper. Look in your core. And find that strength that you're looking for. Because the next couple, well, at least the rest of this decade, it'll matter. And probably longer, right? And keep going on and on. Do what you can. Keep doing the things as people say, right? And in spite of things that are going on out there, we're gonna keep going. And from someone that likes to create a lot, that means something, right? To create something better starting today. So things are changing out there, everyone. But we're gonna adapt to it to the best that we can and move forward. Go practice those skills, apply that knowledge out there, gain some experience, and do what you can out there. And when possible, try to help someone out there and do what you can. Until the next time, I'll catch you all next time. Appreciate everyone. Take care.